Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. In the world of coin collecting, there are few things more exciting than discovering a common-looking coin that turns out to be worth an extraordinary fortune. One such treasure is the 1967 Roosevelt 1 dime. At first glance, it may seem like just another piece of pocket change, something you might toss in a jar or slide into a vending machine. But beneath its modest appearance lies a fascinating history and an incredible potential value that has stunned even the most seasoned collectors. This particular dime was minted during a transitional period in United States coinage history, when the U.S. Mint had already ceased producing silver dimes for general circulation just a year earlier in 1964. Yet, some rare 1967 dimes were struck under unusual conditions or with minting errors that made them incredibly scarce and valuable. Collectors and coin experts obsess over specific details in coins, such as doubling in the design, off-center strikes, or variations in the metal composition. The 1967 Roosevelt dime is no exception. Some of these dimes have been discovered with rare errors, like missing ridges on the edge or being struck on silver planchets when they were supposed to be made from clad metal. Such anomalies create major excitement because they point to minting mistakes that rarely escape the mint's strict quality controls. Over the years, these kinds of errors have propelled otherwise ordinary coins into the spotlight, causing a surge in demand among numismatists and driving prices to shocking heights at auctions. It is the thrill of the hunt, the dream of turning a 10-cent coin into a life-changing payday, that fuels the passion of so many collectors. Beyond the technical aspects, the Roosevelt dime holds deep symbolic and historical significance. Introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who died the previous year, the dime represents the nation's appreciation for a leader who guided the country through the Great Depression and World War II. His close association with the March of Dimes campaign against polio made the dime a fitting tribute. Over the decades, this coin has become an enduring symbol of Roosevelt's legacy, and collecting them has become a way for enthusiasts to connect with American history on a personal level. As coin collecting continues to grow in popularity across the United States and around the world, more people are educating themselves about the potential treasures hidden in plain sight. Coin shows, online auctions, and social media communities have become hot spots for learning about rare coins, sharing discoveries, and making big finds. The 1967 Roosevelt dime has recently captured renewed interest as collectors report sightings of high-grade examples and error coins that command impressive prices. Authentication and professional grading are critical steps in verifying a coin's rarity and value, and many of the most expensive sales come from coins graded by top agencies like PCGS or NGC. Imagine holding in your hand a dime that has survived over half a century, passed through countless hands, and somehow retained the perfect storm of rarity, condition, and historical intrigue. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of American heritage, a reflection of our national story, and potentially a financial windfall waiting to be discovered. And believe it or not, one such 1967 Roosevelt 1 dime was recently valued at an astonishing $115,000. Top 2. In the vast world of American coinage, the Roosevelt 1 dime often goes unnoticed, quietly resting in wallets, drawers, and change jars across the country. Most people don't give a second thought to these small silver-colored coins, assuming their worth begins and ends with 10 cents. But the reality is far more fascinating. Among these dimes hides a rare treasure that has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1974 Roosevelt one dime, a coin that, although it appears ordinary at first glance, can hold extraordinary value for those who know what to look for. The Roosevelt dime has been a cornerstone of U.S. currency since 1946, created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt shortly after his passing. Over the decades, the design has remained largely unchanged, but not all dimes are created equal. The 1974 Roosevelt dime is one of those coins that hides its rarity in plain sight. Most were minted in high quantities using standard materials, clad layers of copper and nickel. However, there are rare specimens that stand apart due to unique minting errors or unusual characteristics. These differences may include misstruck dies, off-metal compositions, or other anomalies that slip through the mint's rigorous inspection process. Collectors have long known that error coins can fetch significant premiums at auction, and the 1974 Roosevelt dime is a prime example of this. Imagine discovering a dime with a dramatic off-center strike or one missing its edge reading, details so minor they could go unnoticed by the untrained eye but send a numismatist into a frenzy. These rare variations are more than just oddities. They are keys to unlocking immense value. Combine that with exceptional condition, known as mint state, in the grading world, and the value only grows. Pristine examples of the 1974 dime, especially those with confirmed minting errors, are now viewed as hidden gems in the collecting community. The excitement around coins like this is not just about money. It's about discovery, history, and the thrill of finding something so few others possess. The 1974 dime connects us to a time in American history shaped by change, politically, socially, and economically. It circulated during the aftermath of the Vietnam War and the height of Cold War tensions. Every coin from that era holds a piece of that story, and when one of those coins turns out to be rare or valuable, it feels like owning a small part of that past, preserved and priceless. As more people begin to understand the potential value hiding in everyday pocket change, the hunt for rare coins has never been more competitive. Coin collectors now rely on detailed research, magnification tools, and grading services to identify valuable pieces. Online platforms and live auctions have also brought once niche knowledge to the masses, allowing more individuals to get involved in the search for these elusive coins. The 1974 Roosevelt dime is no longer just a 10-cent piece, it's a potential investment, a conversation starter, and in rare cases, a life-changing discovery. So the next time you see a dime, especially one minted in 1974, take a moment. Look closer. Inspect the edges, check the design for doubling, and notice any oddities. What you hold might not be ordinary after all. In fact, one of these seemingly humble 1974 Roosevelt dimes has recently been valued at an astonishing $92,000. Top 3. Have you ever wondered if the change in your pocket could be worth a fortune? While most coins go unnoticed in daily transactions, there are a few rare pieces that hold secret stories, and even greater value. One such coin is the United States of America Roosevelt one dime from 1991. On the surface, it might look like any other common dime, small, silver-toned, and often overlooked. But for those who know what to search for, this coin can be a gateway into the fascinating and rewarding world of rare coin collecting. And today, we're taking a deep dive into why a particular 1991 Roosevelt dime has caught the attention of collectors and experts all over the country. The Roosevelt dime has been a fixture of American currency since 1946, introduced to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who played a significant role in founding the March of Dimes. Over the decades, billions of these dimes have been minted, making them one of the most circulated coins in U.S. history. So what makes the 1991 Roosevelt dime stand out in this sea of silver-colored coins? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and unexpected minting errors that make specific examples of this coin highly desirable, and in some cases, incredibly valuable. In 1991, the U.S. Mint produced dimes at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most coins from this year are worth only face value unless they are found in pristine, uncirculated condition or contain minting mistakes. It's these rare errors that turn ordinary coins into valuable collectibles. Some examples of errors found on Roosevelt dimes include off-center strikes, double die obverse, DDO, clipped planchets, and transitional errors where older metal compositions were accidentally used. While these may sound technical, they're simple to spot once you know what to look for, and that knowledge could lead to a major payday. Now, let's imagine the thrill of finding such a coin. You're going through your spare change, maybe even with a magnifying glass and a little curiosity, and suddenly you spot something strange: a missing mint mark, a double number, or a misaligned image. What most people would spend without a second glance, you recognize as potentially life-changing. That's exactly what happened to a few lucky collectors who identified rare 1991 Roosevelt dimes with unique features and in nearly perfect condition, leading to massive interest at coin shows and auctions. The real magic happens when these coins are sent to professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, which evaluate the coin's condition and rarity. A coin graded in mint state, MS 67 or higher, with proof-like luster and an untouched surface, becomes exponentially more valuable. Combine that with an error, and you're no longer looking at a dime, you're looking at a collector's dream. Some of these dimes have been so well preserved and so rare in their features that they've ignited bidding wars among seasoned numismatists, driving their price to stunning heights. What's even more exciting is that these rare finds aren't locked away in museums or elite collections. They're still out there. In rolls of coins from the bank, in old change jars tucked away in kitchen drawers, or in that pile of coins at the bottom of your backpack. The world of coin collecting rewards the curious, the patient, and the lucky. And whether you're a beginner or a lifelong enthusiast, the 1991 Roosevelt dime serves as a reminder that sometimes incredible value is hidden in the most ordinary places. So before you spend that next dime, take a closer look. Examine it under a light. Search for mint marks, irregularities, or signs of doubling. Because one rare example of the 1991 Roosevelt 1 dime has been professionally graded and appraised at an unbelievable value of $66,000. Top 4. Every now and then, a tiny piece of history slips through our fingers, literally. It hides in plain sight, small, silver-toned, and seemingly ordinary. We're talking about coins, and more specifically, the Roosevelt 1 dime from 1980. At first glance, it might not look like anything special, just another dime you toss in your pocket or use at a vending machine. But for those who know what to look for, this coin can be a hidden treasure. One specific Roosevelt dime from 1980 has stunned collectors and dealers alike with its eye-catching rarity and jaw-dropping value. So today, we're uncovering the secrets of this incredible coin, and by the end of this video, you just might be inspired to check your change a little more carefully. The Roosevelt dime has been a part of American currency since 1946, created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, whose legacy includes leading the country through the Great Depression and World War II, and founding the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio. As the decades rolled on, this 10-cent coin became a regular fixture in everyday commerce. Billions were produced at mints across the country: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But not all dimes are created equal, and the 1980 edition holds a few surprises that make it more than just spare change. In 1980, the U.S. Mint was still transitioning its coin-making processes, and quality control was not as flawless as it is today. This opened the door for a range of rare minting errors that make certain dimes from that year highly collectible. We're talking about double die strikes, off-center prints, weak or missing mint marks, and even transitional planchet errors, where the wrong metal alloy was accidentally used. Coins with these types of errors, especially when found in near-perfect condition, become hot items in the world of numismatics. But rarity is only half the story. Condition is the other. Coin collectors pay close attention to the state of preservation. A coin that has never been in circulation, one that looks as crisp and clean as the day it was struck, receives higher grades from professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Grades like MS65 or MS67 indicate that the coin is in mint state, with very few imperfections. If that same coin also carries a rare error or anomaly, its value skyrockets. This is where the 1980 Roosevelt dime truly shines. One particular specimen of the 1980 Roosevelt dime, preserved in exceptional condition and featuring a rare mint error, has sent waves through the collector community. Unlike the millions of dimes tossed in jars or spent at convenience stores, this coin was carefully handled, expertly graded, and displayed features so unique that experts consider it one of a kind. And when a coin is both rare and in top condition, it becomes more than just currency, it becomes a collector's trophy. Imagine finding such a coin tucked inside an old coin jar or a family collection handed down through generations. That tiny disc of metal, just 10 cents in the eyes of most, could be worth a fortune. And that's not just a dream, it's happened to everyday people who simply took the time to look. These dimes are still out there, hidden in pockets, drawers, and coin rolls, waiting to be discovered. So what does this all mean for you? It means that taking a closer look at your coins, especially those older dimes, could pay off in a big way. It means that history isn't just something you read in books, it's something you can hold in your hand. And it means that even the smallest things, like a Roosevelt dime from 1980, can carry enormous value. Now, here's the part that will truly blow your mind. A single rare 1980 Roosevelt 1 dime, thanks to its flawless condition and unique error, was appraised and sold for an incredible $70,000. Top 5. In the world of everyday pocket change, it's easy to overlook the coins we handle daily. We toss them into jars, slide them into vending machines, or let them sit forgotten at the bottom of a drawer. But sometimes, hiding among the most common coins are treasures, rare pieces of history that collectors would pay thousands of dollars to own. Today, we're shining the spotlight on one such unexpected gem, the 2005 Roosevelt 1 dime from the United States of America. At first glance, it looks just like every other dime. It's small, silver-colored, and bears the familiar profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. But for those who know how to spot rarity, the 2005 Roosevelt dime is far from ordinary. Most people don't associate modern coins with high value, especially something minted as recently as 2005. But that's the beauty of numismatics, the study and collection of coins. Rarity, condition, and minting errors can turn even the most recent coins into prized possessions. In the case of the 2005 Roosevelt dime, a few rare specimens have been discovered with astonishing features, unusual die errors, off-center strikes, or even anomalies in the lettering or mint mark placement. These small imperfections, invisible to most, can make a massive difference in the eyes of collectors. When a coin like this is found in perfect, uncirculated condition, graded as MS66, MS67, or higher, it becomes even more desirable. Let's talk about how these valuable coins come to be. In 2005, the U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of Roosevelt dimes across various facilities. The Philadelphia and Denver mints were responsible for churning out these small coins by the truckload. But in any high-volume production process, mistakes can happen. A misaligned die, a weak strike, a double image, all of these can produce what's known as an error coin. These aren't flaws to a collector, they're rare fingerprints, unique quirks that transform a regular coin into a piece of sought-after history. And when combined with the right condition, a 2005 Roosevelt dime with such characteristics can become extremely valuable. Collectors often hunt for these rare versions in coin rolls, old collections, or even in circulation. It might sound unbelievable, but many high-value coins have been discovered in the most unexpected places, like change from a fast food restaurant or loose coins in a used car. People pass over dimes without a second thought, never realizing that one of them might be worth more than a luxury vacation. That's what makes the world of coin collecting so exciting. Every coin tells a story, and the Roosevelt dime from 2005 is no exception. The design of the Roosevelt dime hasn't changed much since it was first introduced in 1946, but each year's minting still carries its own identity. The 2005 version may not look different at a glance, but within certain batches, rare errors and high-grade specimens have emerged that set them apart. Some of these coins show doubling in the inscriptions, faint or missing mint marks, or are struck slightly off-center. To the untrained eye, they're barely noticeable. But to a collector, they're the golden ticket. So, what should you do if you come across a 2005 Roosevelt dime that looks a bit odd or seems especially well preserved? The answer is simple: don't spend it. Take a closer look. Compare it to a standard dime. Consider getting it evaluated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Because if it turns out to be one of the rare era coins in top condition, you could be holding a small fortune in your hand without even knowing it. And now, here's the incredible truth that has stunned collectors and enthusiasts alike. One rare example of the 2005 Roosevelt 1 dime, perfectly preserved and bearing a unique minting error, was recently valued at a staggering $35,000.